Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl MISO back with another video. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel, fam. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about everything you need to know in order for you to get into UNILUS, which is the University of Lusaka, particularly to do medicine, because I'm not sure about other courses, although I'm pretty sure the application process is the same, but some things will definitely be different. So I'm going to be talking about what exactly the course itself is like, eligibility for the course, the application process, and what to do if and when you get your application results and you get into the school. Before we get into all of that, I think I need a drink. I need something to, because it's so hot. Like, I don't think you understand. And like, I don't get why the weather has decided that it hates me so much. Let me get my drink and start the video. Alright, I'm back and I got my little cordio, so let's get straight into the video, because I know you all don't want to hear me chitter chatter for 100 minutes, you know. I need to get straight to the point. So let's talk about the course. Yeah, if you're an international student like I am, you're probably wondering, hey, how do I get in as an international student? For any student, they just really want your O-levels. Jokes. The frustrating thing is, if you're coming from Zim and you've done your A-levels, we know that in Zimbabwe what's normal. Ooh. What's normal in Zim is for you to do your A-levels and do 3 subjects. For example, I did mathematics, biology, and chemistry, and then like you get to uni and then you do your course. Here they do what they call Premed, which is like basic sciences, essentially like your mathematics, chemistry, biology, and physics. Now obviously if you've done A-levels already, what the natural assumption would be is, okay, I could get an exemption from the subjects that I've already done and just do the one that I didn't do, or go straight to like direct entry medicine. Guys, there's something in the Zambian air that was not that cool that is making me sick, but it's okay. Anyway, that assumption, throw it out the window, because it's not gonna work here. Before you could get exemptions, yes, but now you need to have done all 4 A-level subjects in order to be exempted from Premed completely. It's all or nothing. You can't just do one Premed course, they won't allow it. You need all 4 of them. So what they want is for you to have done maths, biology, chemistry, and physics in order for you to get an exemption. If you didn't, then you're going to do what I'm doing, and you're going to start by doing Premed. Right? So Premed is just like 2 semesters, which is 1 year of doing maths, biochem, and physics, and then 6 months of bridging, which is history of medicine, ethics, and the other thing, biochemistry, and the other thing that I don't remember, but it's 4 courses. Then after that, it's going to be 5 years. The degree is 5 years of normal medical stuff. So the first 2 years is what you call preclinicals, and that's basically like your theory, purely just theory work, learning about the human body, anatomy, physiology, blah 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 blah, all of that stuff. And like apparently those are like the most hectic years, because you're learning a lot of content, and then you get to apply that content practically when you're now in your 3rd year and you're doing clinicals, which is when you're now doing hospital rotations, lab work, blah 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 blah. You're like actually doing the medical stuff that you want to be, that you came to do. So in total the degree is 6.5 years long. That means 1.5 years of pre-med and bridging, 2 years of preclinicals, and 3 years of clinicals. They usually accept about 200 to 300 students. Our stream is, I think, between 200, 300, or just above 300 actually. People like quit or fail along the way. Don't think that all 300 of you are going to like graduate with that degree, because they don't have cutoff points from what I know. Like what UZ is doing, where after you reach a certain point they like cut you off, and even if you passed, if you're not like within the no, like you need to clear the semester in order for you to move on. Like they don't have like a cutoff point, like they only want 80 people this year. There's no such thing. If you got a place at the university, you still have the right to exercise your goal to get that degree. However, it doesn't matter, because you clearing in the first place is going to be a struggle and a half. Mind you, in your third year you graduate with a degree of, I don't remember what it's called, but like you get a degree. You then continue to do your medicine and surgery, the final degree you wanted. But like you do get a degree in your third year after you finished preclinicals, because that work on its own is a degree. However, most people, apparently that's when they decide, I think I'm okay, and then they like quit. So it really depends on what it is that you came to do. But yeah, basically just to know that the course is hard, the course is long, and it's not for someone who just wants to do it because being a doctor sounds really nice. You need to actually have passion for it, you know what I mean? Like Nicki Minaj said, if it's really your passion, would you give the world for that? Period. Also important to note that they have 2 intakes. So you could apply for January like I did because you're impatient and you can't just wait 6 months, or you could apply for the July intake and go and start your degree in July. They have 2 intakes, so if you miss one, don't worry, you can probably apply for the next one. Or if something happens and you got a place for January, you can be deferred to the next semester because your application, like acceptance letter is valid for a year. Cool. Now let's move on to eligibility. How do you know if you're actually eligible for the degree? Here they want you to apply with your O-level results. You need a merit in O-level, not A-level. Why? I think it's because in Zambia they don't do A-levels, or they're not that particularly popular here. I think it's a Zim thing that we just assume that A-level is like the highest high school normal thing. I don't really know how exactly their high school system works, but I know that like from O-level they go to uni. That's why they do Premed, because Premed is their A-level. So let's assume you got your A-levels. You can attach your A-level results, but you need your O-level results. You have a choice to attach your A-level results with your O-level results, but your O-level results is not a choice. You need to apply with them. You need a pass in O-level biology, chemistry, mathematics, I think physics, I'm not sure. English, you also need a pass, and for them a pass is a C and above. But these days a lot of people really want to come to UNILUS, so getting the pass mark is not necessarily a guarantee that you're going to get in, because I know a lot of people who just got C's and even B's and didn't, but I also know a lot of people who got C's and got in. So like, you know, just try your luck. But usually eligibility is C and above, but most people aiming for B's and A's. In Zim, I would still advise you to finish your A-levels, because when you go back to Zimbabwe particularly, I don't know about other countries, but when you go back they still want your A-levels in order for you to register as a doctor back home once you finish your degree. So don't think that you can run away from your A-levels by applying the O-levels and then not doing A-level. It won't work. You still need to finish your A-levels if you intend on going back home. But your O-levels are the ones that you're applying with, and then you can attach, like what I did, your AS results or your A-level results depending on when you're applying, just to give them like, you know, like an extra boost, to give you like an advantage over other applicants, if you want to call it that. I don't know if they do consider those, but they did say that you can attach any additional merits or certificates that you have. So that's what I did. There are rumors about the system changing in 2025, meaning that after this coming July intake, which is why I'm making this video right now, if you want to apply with your O's, do it in 2024. Your last chance is actually the July 2024 intake, because there's a rumor that in 2025 they're only going to be accepting A-levels, I think for international students, or maybe even for Zambians, for the medical degree in universities in Zambia, which means that starting next year, if you didn't get a B and above for your A-levels, you cannot apply for a degree here. And I'm pretty sure B and above will end up just being A's, like in Zim, where you need to get straight A's in order to be part of the top students who have been accepted. But like, just to be safe, just know that starting next year there's a rumor that they're going to want your A-level results and not your O-level certificates. Like I said, you can attach any other qualifications that you have, and you need to have a C or better. but people say B or better because that's usually the unsaid rule that's not on the website, that like you just need to have like a B or better to like have a better chance of getting in. If you're married, it doesn't matter. If you're single, it doesn't matter. If you're a mother, it doesn't matter. If you're a father, it doesn't matter. If you had another degree, it's cool. If you're transferring from another university, it's okay. You're all eligible. They don't really discriminate. If you're an international student, great. They actually really like Zimbabweans here. Like there's a lot of us, and like the vice chancellor was actually really talking about how they really like Zimbabwean students because apparently to Noshanda. But yeah. It doesn't matter. You're eligible. All you really need is your merits, and not, they don't discriminate based off of who you are or your religion. You're eligible. It doesn't matter. The application process itself is quite straightforward. There are 3 different ways for you to apply. You could either apply online, you could apply by email, or you could apply in person. Now, I didn't apply online, so I don't really know how it is I can elaborate on how exactly to do that, but I know there is a video online that explains it. I will link it down below. And I also know that if you just go to the portal, it will tell you what to do and you just follow those instructions and you can apply online. However, I would not advise you to apply online because number 1, the system is almost always something's wrong with it, that portal. And number 2, it apparently takes longer for you to get a reply if you apply online than it does if you do by email or in person. The application that takes the least amount of time is the in-person application followed by email, and those are the ones that I did. I used both. So I sent an email and I also sent in a physical copy. When applications open, they usually will announce, but like they're open right now. And the thing is, they don't have like a cut-off time where application dates close. They just stop accepting applications when the number of candidates that they want is up. So if they want 50 people and then they have 49 today and 2 people apply tomorrow, the one who applied the next day, the first one, will get a place and then you will not. So it could close today, it could close tomorrow, no one knows. As long as they reach their cutoff point, the application will close. It could close the day before the semester starts. It could close, like, just know that like it doesn't have a date. It really depends on who came first and who applied first and had better results. I would advise you to apply as soon as possible. Right now when I'm putting this video out, if you're in 2024, the application is already open. Like the portal, like you can apply right now for July. People are applying, so you need to apply. If you're watching this video a little later, maybe next year or what, there's always information about when it opens on their websites. But it's also really good for you to know that once a semester starts, here are a few weeks, then apply for the next semester. So if January starts, in February start applying for July. July starts in August, start applying for January. Just know that like the sooner the better, basically. I kind of overdid it. I applied for January 2024 in March 2023. I don't think they allow you to do that anymore because it caused a lot of confusion, but that's what I did. I applied a whole year early. To know that like you can apply anytime, basically. So when you're applying, you need to download the application form on the website. I will link it down below again. And then that application form, you just need to really fill it out with the information. You need to tell them like they're gonna ask you things like your personal details, your age, your name. You need to apply with your passport number if you're an international student. So make sure that you have a passport number, and then like they're gonna ask you to fill that in. There is a space that's gonna say school leaver and non-school leaver. If you are someone who just finished high school, you are a non-school leaver, you are not a school leaver, please don't tick X on school leaver, because that means you are someone who finished high school and you started working. You're like a proper, you left school, you're not a student anymore. Don't put that, don't do it to yourself. Don't actually guys, don't do it. And if you're somebody who, let's say like you were working or you already have a degree or something, like you are a non-school leaver, you are a school leaver. Yeah, also like a space for you to put a personal statement, like 3 lines, as to why it is that you think that learning at this university will like help you get your degree. And then like that's like the application form part. If you did 4 A-level subjects for some reason, you can also then apply for exemptions on your application form. If you didn't, you can just say no exemptions. So if you know you did 4 A-level subjects and you got a B or better for all 4 of them, then you can apply for those exemptions, and then they'll give you, that means you're going straight to bridging and you're skipping a year, so your degree will now be 5.5 years. Who is calling me? Anyway, so you also need to attach a passport size photo. You can, if you're doing it like an email, you can scan your passport size photo and attach it as like a PDF. And you also need to attach your certificate with your O-level results. It has to be certified. And you also need to attach your a certified copy of your passport or your ID or your driver's license. So let's say like you don't have your passport, you still need a passport number, by the way, for your application form itself. But for your attaching the passport, you can use an ID or a passport or a driver's license. Just attach something with your identity. So you need those 4 things: your passport size photo, the results, and your application form. And then you need to pay for your application. Now if you're paying for your application like as an international student outside of Zambia, you can do a bank transfer, or you can ask somebody in Zambia to pay for you and then send you a statement of like payment or whatever. You ask them to pay for you. If you are not like outside of Zambia and you can't send in a physical application, or you ask someone who is in Zambia to apply for you, they basically have to go to the accounts office at the school. It's at Silver's campus, like the medical campus. First you go to the business center, you pay at the business center, you go to the accounts office, they stamp your proof of payment, and then you send in everything, like your entire application with that stamp to show that you paid for your application, to the academic office, and then you hand in your application and you're done. If you are outside and you're applying with email, you just scan your application, send it in via email. You scan using Cam Scanner, by the way. That's like the best way to scan, and you scan it like as one document, scan everything and add it as one document, attach it as email and send it to the academic office's email, and then you just send in that email and you're done with your application. So it's really a straightforward process. There's nothing really crazy complicated about it, and yeah, it's quite straightforward actually. Now going on to the next part of your application, let's assume that you got into the school and your application was approved. What do you do? So the first thing you're going to want to do is do research on where you're going to stay. So it's not guaranteed that you're going to get accommodation on campus. In fact, you're more likely to not get accommodation on campus than you are to get it. What you're going to do is do your research on, if I don't get accommodation on campus, where am I going to stay? Don't do it last minute because you will regret it. It's just like a backup plan. But if you do, then what you're going to do is you're going to wait until applications for accommodation open. They will tell you, and then when those applications open, as soon as that portal opens, apply. In fact, be the first person. If it means you're waiting up at midnight like what I did until it opens, do that, because it's first come first serve. And like again, like I said, it's really hectic. Everyone is applying, so you need to be really fast. If you're a new student, don't make the mistake of assuming you're going to get a single self-contained room. You're not. They no longer allow it. They changed the policy. So if you're a new student, you will not get a single self-contained room. So if you apply for a single self-contained room, you're not going to get accommodation on campus at all, because they won't give you a room. Start by applying for double self-contained or double ordinary or 4 sharing. Those are the rooms that you're eligible for. If you're a new student, apply for those ones just to be safe, because if you apply for the single, you're not going to get accommodation at all. And the website also has like a list of boarding houses that people can go to. There's also groups like school groups where people just share information about which boarding houses or apartments you can go to. Personally, I would prefer to stay at an apartment rather than a boarding house, because I don't know if you can tell, but I'm an aesthetic girly. I like nice things. I don't like the idea of struggle and I just know that I would not be happy at a boarding house. That's my personal preference. I know it's not the same for everybody, but just know yourself, know your personal preference, and know what you'll be happy with, because if you just go and do anything or wait last minute, you're going to be very unhappy. And I know a lot of people who are actually really struggling because they either got accommodation that's so far away from campus that they're using a lot of money for transport, or walking 30 minutes to and from school, or struggling to find transport to get to school in the first place, or they're living somewhere where it's like really unsafe, or they just do a lot of research on what it is that's best for you to do. So just know that that's something you do need to look into. And the next thing you need to look into is immigration. Once you then get into Zambia and you're about to start school, immigration is a really important thing if you're an international student. So you're going to need to get a health report, which you can only get from here. Don't make the mistake that I made and go straight to Living Manaso Hospital or some government hospital to get it, because it will take longer. It took me like 3 days, and it will cost you more because I paid $750 at those hospitals. The school itself, UNILUS, like, it gives you those facilities. They have like a student, international students union or whatever, that does it for you for like 250 kwacha. So you just go to the auditorium when they tell you that they're not doing that with your papers, and they will do the health report for you. Another thing is you're gonna need to like go to the immigration website and apply, attach all your documents. They'll tell you what it is you need to attach. Yeah, and then by the time you send in your application for your student permit, you get a response like within 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes they revert your application, but it's no biggie. They're just gonna tell you, hey, you forgot to add something, or there's something missing from this, can you please fix it and send it back to us? So they'll communicate with you, don't panic. And then once you get your reply, you're gonna need to go into town or to the immigration offices that you selected. But usually people go to headquarters, which is in town, to collect your little student permit card things, like a green card. I can't show you mine because obviously that's like my ID. But yeah, you're also gonna need to be very prepared. Please don't do that thing where you prepare last minute and like don't actually like focus on what it is you need to get, what it is you need to buy, because that's really important. Like, don't be that person who rushes to do everything last minute, because when you get here, you're already gonna have a lot of stuff to do. You don't want to be adding the pressure and stress of getting things for your room or for your education at the same time. So I really hope that this video was useful for you guys. If it was, let me know, comment down below what else you guys want to know from me. I really appreciate your comments, guys, and I read every single comment, and it just warms my heart that you guys are actually talking to me and letting me know what you think about my videos. If you enjoyed this one, please do share it so that we continue to grow the family. And also, guys, thank you so much for 500 subscribers. Like, what? Yeah, so continue sharing the videos, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. You know what I'm talking about. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Ciao.